Hello, hello, ladies and gentlemen. This will be a Akizuki gameplay here. Um, Pardon the sounds there. On shards here, got the A spawn. Thank God. Um, Akizuki, love this boat. It's one of my favorite boats to play at tier 7. Um, Crazy DPM, HE, AP DPM. I see a lot of people use HE more with the Akizuki. The problem with that is her 100 mil guns really don't pin that much. Let's see. Don't think she has the uh, benefit of the increased pin, which means that she would only pin 15 millimeters of armor, um, which not good. No bueno. So I tend to find myself quite often switching to AP, especially at a shorter range. One thing of note with this A spawn, if you are a destroyer and you get the opposite spawn from me, do not go into the cap in between those two islands, because the opposite team, if they have a torpedo boat, if they have excuse me, goodness gracious, if they have a destroyer that can reach to that gap right there where my guns are pointing, they will fire torps there. They will pre-fire. I can't tell you how many times it took me a minute to learn the hard way not to be in there at the start of a match. So, definitely don't push in there. Luckily, the guy gets lucky there. Doesn't need any torpedoes. But here, Akizuki, like I said, very, very good boat at tier 7. The only big weakness about her is she is slow. I have found myself on multiple occasions thinking, oh, I could just gas it. I'll dodge torpedoes in my smoke screen whenever I'm using my guns. Yet no, she does not speed up very fast. Um, you learn that very hard. I've learned that the hard way multiple times. She doesn't turn very well. Somebody smacked that Amagi really hard. So here I had AP loaded. It took me a minute to switch to HE. I'll admit that. That's on me. There it is. With him turning. Now, what I wish would have happened was the Akizuki that was with me, I wish he would have spotted for me, because I could have made my guns do more work. So this was a waste of a smoke screen, and it kind of aggravated me. I'm debating shooting torps through there with that. There was a Richelieu coming up with him, but you can't see him. So Richelieu has thinner armor plating, so I tried let my guns eat on him. He's got some blind fire there. Kind of made me pucker a little bit. That was pretty close. RNG was trying to help him. One thing that's really nice about the Akizuki as well is she does have pretty good arcs on her turrets, because of just how she is. I believe it is the Key has these guns as secondaries, and as AA guns, I believe. I could be wrong. That might be the Yamato that has maybe not the turrets, but the guns as AA guns. In the first slot of the upgrades, I am using the AA one that boosts, I believe, the range and the damage per minute. I believe. It might not be damage per minute, but I know it boosts the range. Just because there's been times where I've been in a carrier match and I've actually not 100% worked as an AA boat, but I definitely have kind of escorted people. Not to the same extent as when I was in my Friesland a couple of times. There was a couple of times when I was in my Friesland where I pretty much acted as an escort. There were times I remember very well shooting down 30 plus planes before in my Friesland. Because you can get her range up to about 6 kin. And that could be pretty hilarious. I tell people all the time in Bofors we trust. Because Bofors in this game, unlike PC, are pretty ridiculous. Akizuki gets 1 Torp rack. It's a 1x4. They hit extremely hard. It's the same launchers as the Kagero, same launchers as the Shima, maybe? Not the 5s, but the 4s that reload quicker. 10-kilometer range. Very, very long reload, though. So you do get a torpedo reload booster, and it's not like you get 2 charges on it. It's very, very lovely. I don't know if he intentionally, if this other Akizuki intentionally decided to leave a smokescreen there for me. For the both of us, but one of us needed to spot, just in case. So I back in. I'm going to shoot this Kansas because he's the closer target. With him going unspotted, I decided to shoot at the Richelieu. Softer plating, possible better chances of pinning with the HE, or at least doing some damage in some spots with the superstructure. Here I'm trying to go out, take a peek. I decide I'm going for it, and I floor it, basically. This Kansas is getting too close. He's got too much health, where even if we land all 4, the Kansas has a really nasty torpedo belt. I am not going to try and be up this close with a Kansas. That other Akizuki there should have bugged out a lot sooner. Unfortunately, he's going to end up biting the dust for that mistake, but yeah. Now with him not being on comms with me, I didn't want to fire my torpedoes and then go into him, even though there is no friendly fire. That would have been a waste of a torpedo rack, and they are very, very precious. I find myself very, very often trying to think like the other player and pre-launch my torps. Now, as you can see, that's exactly why I didn't push. Now, the reason why I switched to AP there, he's close enough range where I've got enough pin to possibly, I'll have a lot better chance of hitting his superstructure for damage with my AP. So, I immediately switch back to HE, and I check behind me to see what is shooting at me. It's the Richelieu. I leave him alone because I want to get into that cap. They've got 2 caps, and I want that cap. This was a very odd match. The way that the enemy team played, it was strange to me, the way that they played. I was kind of thrown off by the way they played. My team played okay as well. It wasn't too bad, it wasn't too good. Now, currently the enemy team has 2 caps, but all the kills are tied. Now, this Massachusetts is on low health. Some people will see this as kill stealing. I will see this as removing another set of guns that could kill a teammate off the board. I'll give this Massachusetts credit. Of course, he seems to be running the secondary build at least. But he immediately starts shooting at me, which is very, very imperative when you're in a battleship. If there's a destroyer spotted and your guns are facing relatively the same direction, open fire, start shooting. Now, I'm about to make a poor play on my part. I I'm just like, no biggie. I'm not paying attention to my twist and track. I'm a little tunnel visioned on this Richelieu, trying to get my torps lined up. Because it looked like he was going to keep pushing forward, and like I said, Akizuki has a 10 km torp range. So if he had kept pushing forward, I was trying to get around this island to be able to get him launched. To get him going. I see he starts reversing, so I fire my rack to see if he's going to like stop there and not reverse. I see his indicator slowing down. Now I hear that, and I was like, really, one of my torps ate the island? I thought I had room, so twist and track jumps around, and I see that the cap immediately becomes contested. I'm like, that's weird. What's left? And then I'm spotted by sonar, so this is the poor play that I'm going to make here. Now, you see my health. It's kind of a... I got lucky because I had so much health. And the ship that I'm facing, of course I'm going to spoil it now, it's the Lo Yang. Now, this is the Lo Yang's gimmick. You can pop smoke, pop, and have you spotted by sonar. Now, because I have so much DPM, I start taking blind shots, hoping that I'd be able to damage him, but I'm also trying to close the distance so that I can detect him off the rip with that. I went from 13,000 roughly to 2,000. This game made me have to think a lot more cautiously, but I am going to take this cap, which is good. Right now, we are up 1 kill, but we're still down about 120-ish points. Which is less than ideal. Now, this is not good. My team is caught in a crossfire. If you look at your map, you can see all of my team is bunched up in that corner. We've got a Richelieu down to the south, which is going to have the ability to put in crossfire shots on any teammates that try and push into C. If I was that Richelieu and I saw this cap being taken, especially once I killed the Lo Yang, I wouldn't have decided to keep sitting there. What I would have done is I would have kept it in reverse and I would have made my way to A. Now, given that would nullify the crossfire that he had on the enemy on my ships. But that's what I would have done to take the cap to keep my points flowing in steady, because as you can see, we are slowly but surely catching up to them. Now, it's North Carolina. I'm gauging that he's going to keep going in that same speed at that same turn rate. So I use my... I fire 1 torp, and then I decide, alright, it's a dire situation. Gotta make sure we get the lead on points, because we're at 1:40 left. So I use my torp reload booster, and I start sitting here waiting. Now you see me panic a little bit, and I start looking. It was the Akatsuki's torps that ran out of range. But here I stop, and I'm debating if I want to open fire or not. I decide not to, but I am going to sit here and keep them spotted so I can watch what my torps do. It's 1. 2, 3. Now, nobody's in range, so I decided to open fire, get some shots in on that Amaki. It's free damage. And he's a little more focused on what's ahead of him right now. Now I was getting nervous, and I was looking at the Bama's health and the Massachusetts. I don't know where he comes from, but he comes in. His shots come in and nail the Amagi, which seals the game. I'm looking to see how many points we would lose if he died. Luckily, he didn't. And there it is. If you liked the video, drop a sub, a like, comment. I hope you all have a wonderful day. Thank you.